And here with the latest of film and TV news is Arise correspondent Judita DaSilva, who joins us live from London, looking like a ray of sunshine on this very cloudy day here in Lagos. It's good to see you, Judita. How are you doing?
You too. I'm good, thank you. How are you both? I hope you've missed me.
Yeah, sure.
Can't you see the enthusiasm I'm using to welcome
you? You left us like that.
Stop it. The lies. I can smell them from here.
Yeah, but I'm really, really happy that you're here because this first question is something that has been, we've spoken about it on the show today and has been on the lips of everyone that has heard it. I'm talking about the entertainment and political community, of course, reacting to the ABC network suspending Jimmy Kimmel's talk show indefinitely for what was alleged to be hate speech. But many disagree with that, don't they?
Absolutely, because when you think about the chariots that Trump and J.D. Vance and the MAGA purists have been riding on, is that we're so pro-free speech. They even condemn the UK constantly, saying that there's a war against free speech and so on. So first of all, on that blanket level, people should be able to say whatever they want to say, whether they're left-leaning or right-leaning. And when you actually play back the monologue that Jimmy Kimmel did at the beginning of the show, all he did was comment on the reaction to Charlie Kirk and played clips of Donald Trump being very spending a second talking about it and moving on to something else. And that's why the community, everyone from Gavin Newsom to all the biggest names in entertainment, are commenting on this, because what we are seeing is the architecture of a plan Trump had all along. He has an axe to grind with Hollywood. He always has, because they shut him out. This was a man who tried to be a star and a celebrity and had to build his own show to do so. To go after this has something that reeks of the only last time in American history that things like this happened was during the McCarthy era. But at least then the enemy was quote unquote communism. What is the enemy now? People just talking because they don't like you. And if you're so thin-skinned as a president, the minute you don't like them, you wield that power for personal grudges. Because Joy-Ann Reid is gone. Stephen Colbert is gone. Jimmy Kimmel is gone. And Trump has already said he's going to put pressure on NBC to take down Jimmy Fallon and also Seth Meyers, because everyone knows these are the titans of late night talk TV, and they have such sway. So if he could put pressure on Disney-owned ABC, because at the end of the day, you can't stop people from speaking their mind. But he knows as a businessman, if I lean on the money, which is the people at the top who own these networks, who want to preserve it at all costs, they are willing to see someone of the stature of Jimmy Kimmel as collateral damage. That is why for us as journalists and us as broadcasters, we comment on Trump, we comment on world politics. This is something that could ricochet, because it's happening in the single greatest modern power in a democratically elected world. If it can happen there, what's to say it couldn't daisy chain and happen in countries like Nigeria?
Well said. Okay, so we've seen a number of high-profile news and TV hosts fall victim to, some sort of retaliation from Trump and his administration. But what could the long-term fallout be for the networks?
What I think about it is that everyone has a very short-sightedness, because we live in an era, the Trump era is very reactionary and it's very short-sighted. But think about it long-term. This man will only be in power for 4 years, after which he can run off with his millions and billions and live his life as a private citizen. ABC, CBS, NBC, people will remember what you did during this time. So the fact that you are willing to fall on the sword and sacrifice your biggest talents, who for over a decade have brought you ratings and kept you afloat, people will not forget this. And also, I will always say this, be aware that Netflix recently announced that they're moving into the podcast space. Up until now, podcast is the best money you can earn is in YouTube. The minute Netflix, that is known for really giving people who, Scorsese went to Netflix because studios wouldn't back him. So Netflix is known as a place that, come to us, we will back you. When they went for Dave Chappelle, Ted Sarandos and Netflix took 10 toes down and backed him. Once they take a chokehold on the podcast space, trust me, the likes of Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers will remember what happened, and they will take their platforms to Netflix, and the networks are done.
I think honestly,
Well
Judita,
said.
yes, you speak like you have a ball that we're looking into and a crystal ball, and I'm right with you on that. I think that once Netflix gets into the market, a lot of people are going to have to sit up. We do have Ofcom already.
Got into sports.
Yeah, Ofcom already complaining that the people are spending too much time on non-traditional media as opposed to traditional media, and then we're seeing the likes of this. But let's move on to movies now, and you've been away because it's been a very busy time in London for premieres and press conferences. And the biggest has to be Leonardo DiCaprio's new film, One a Battle After Another. I'd want to hear, how was it?
It was insane because, all the main premieres are done in Leicester Square, the Odeon Lux, and that's where it was. So the whole place was closed down. We've been to a lot of premieres, but remember that in this one film, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Tiana Taylor, and everybody knows if Tiana Taylor's coming on the red carpet, she's coming with her new boyfriend.
Pierre, that's Mufasa.
Aaron Pierre's going to be there. Mufasa, the Green Lantern, is going to be there. So there was hordes of people just going, has Tiana arrived? Is Aaron there? And then they showed up, and I swear you almost went deaf with the screaming. Wow. Because you could see that even Leonardo was like, wait, am I not the most famous person?
Not anymore.
What's going on? But it was just a really enjoyable thing. And I think they know that they've captured lightning in a bottle. They are the hot black couple. And they kind of like, it's just, Aaron Pierre talks to him, he's a Brit. He was talking to the press, he was there to support her. And it was just a wonderful energy all through this, through London, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
All right, Mufasa. All right, so to say that to say that people hyping up this film would be an understatement, but you have watched it, so would you say all the hype was deserved or is deserved?
I think what you can do with director and writer Paul Thomas Anderson, this film has been 20 years in the making. It's like a whole Leonardo DiCaprio described it as an odyssey. So to finally have it come to fruition, it's a long film and there are a lot of moving parts. But if you've seen the other work he's done, things like There Will Be Blood, or let me say like Boogie Nights, you understand how he worked with an ensemble of characters with intertwining narratives. It's very much like that. And because he speaks to the state of the culture right now, when you think about ICE and immigration and people wanting to rage against the machine and the desire for a generational fight for ethnic minorities, he does it he addresses that, but does it in a way that almost pokes fun at the ridiculousness of prejudice, but in a very artistic way. But at the same time, if you're not tuned into the frequency of Paul Thomas Anderson, it can get difficult to absorb everything he's throwing at you. But I can see why people are getting very excited about it. But for me, it's something I need to digest a little longer.
No, I can't wait to see it as well. We're running out of time, but I really want to ask you this quickly. You also attended the press screening for Matthew McConaughey's new film, The Lost Boss, which is based on a true story about one of the worst California wildfires. How was that?
This is a film, I'm going to be very quick. You have to go and see it. I know you love movies. This film, from the minute it puts its foot on the gas, it doesn't take it off. Wow. I was literally in the chair with a colleague, like with my nails digging into her, because it is horrifying to think people truly lived through this. And it's a story of this bus driver, hard on his luck, who ends up in a situation with a bus of 22 kids and their teacher, and he has to get through the flames just to get them to safety. A true unsung hero story, amazing filmmaking by Paul Greengrass, who gave us you 1993 and Captain Phillips. Go and see this film.
All right, so in 30 seconds, now this movie comes from Apple TV Plus, and they just had a huge success at the Emmy Awards with the original series, The Studio. So could they continue that success with their films like this one? 30 seconds.
Listen, they're putting money in the right place. As far as winning awards, I don't know yet, but you will see Matthew McConaughey and America Ferrera on the award circuit. So Apple TV, whoever's at the top, they know exactly what they're doing.
All right. Thank you so much, Judita. It's always lovely having you here. Hopefully catch you again tomorrow, my favorite day of the week, Friday. Well, thank you so much for watching the show today.